Greetings, Kerbonauts, and welcome to Student Space Program. Starting off this series today, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to see what it would be like if a Aerospace Engineering student decided to try his hand at Kerbal Space Program and see if he could, one, make it through a modded version of the game, and two, teach a little bit along the way about what he currently knows. So, I, the Aerospace Engineering Student, am going to be playing a career mode game here, right now we're using the Mission Controller mod, but seeing the 0.24 update coming out soon, we'll be switching over to that career when it comes out. We are going to go ahead and get started here. We also have a couple other mods installed, including Aerospace, a docking port alignment system, which we won't be seeing for a while. Active texture management, so the computer can handle this currently. And I think that wraps it up on the mod front. So as you can see, we have the Mission Controller mod stuff up here. This is also new to me. Although I do know we're going to be playing on the hardcore mode. So see where this goes. Probably not going to be good. And you see your current budget is 0. Excellent. Or no, right now we have 0 in the expenditures, and we have a gross of 50 grand. And it would cost $5,000 higher Kerbonaut, apparently. So let's exit this window. And let's actually head over to the Astronaut Center, because we should have, yes, we do have the original 3 Kerbonauts. Now, let's see what else we got here. Select current mission. The package. We're going to do Kerbin Sphere of Influence. That would be good place to start. Let's see what Caro 1 is. Launch from the Kerbal Space Center, climb high within Kerbin's atmosphere, and safely land. The reward is 18 grand. Minimum altitude of 10,000 meters, maximum altitude of 60 kilometers with 1 crew. Yeah, we could do that. Let's go ahead and start with that. And we'll head into the VAB here. And with this series, I'm planning on cutting a lot of the tedious shipbuilding and stuff like that. I'll usually load in and show you what I have once we're finished. But for the moment, since we're so low at the beginning of this anyway, move this stuff over, current budget there, ship value there. Since we're very limited on the amount of parts we can select anyway, I'm just going to film everything for now. As you can see, things are quite expensive. Just that command pod right there is automatically about $12,500 out of our $50,000 budget. Mainly because I think the command pod itself is actually $12,000, but the small amounts of EVA fuel that it carries bumps it up to about $12,500, which isn't ideal. Actually, that's interesting question. If I was to take the monopropellant out of here, it does indeed decrease the amount of money that the ship would cost to build. Excellent. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this first spacecraft and perform our first mission. I believe the mission was called Caro 1, so we will call this Caro 1 as well. Let's change our mission flag here. What do we want to use? Let's use the planet. Oops. Alright, there we go. There's Caro 1. We'll save that, and we're going to launch. Can smooth jazz here as we load in. Alright, and here we are. We have Jebediah, and we're going to go ahead and let's open up. You're going to want that. And let's put that on the bar, and that on the bar too, for when we eventually need to use it. Alright, so let's open up the Ferrum window. There's our Ferrum window. So, it's a nice simple spacecraft. First of all, I did notice that would be rather embarrassing if we deployed the parachute right at launch. So let's do the staging on the launch pad there. And let's go ahead and light this candle. And off we go. We're going to take it over this way just a tiny bit so we head towards the grasslands. And we're just going to let this one fly its course. A little bit of time acceleration here to just make this happen a little bit faster. Yes, I do. it's going to have high side slip, so I'm just going to put it back on angle here because Ferrum is not liking how fast this is going. Ooh, yaw it over. Come on. Or pitch over. Oh, rotation. Okay. As you can see, the early missions here are going to be very difficult with Ferrum installed because using only these solid rocket boosters, they do not allow much control of your acceleration, and we are accelerating at an extremely high rate right now. There's that engine burnt out, so we're just going to go ahead and coast here. Time accelerate a little. I suppose I should probably go ahead and grab a crew report. There's the crew report, and let's do an EVA report. Just hang on the outside of this. EVA report. And then we can go ahead and hide Ferrum. We don't need that anymore. And we'll admire the stars as we, oh, I think we just exceeded 60 kilometers, actually. That's unfortunate. I'm not sure what these acronyms or these two are for right now anyways. Maybe this is the current vehicle cost, and this is the total space station allotment? I'm not sure. Lose time acceleration as we're descending back here over ocean, it would seem. As we went up awful high there. And we're going to be coming down actually quite fast, almost 2 kilometers a second. But on this engine belt, deadly reentry is not installed, so that's not going to be too much of a problem for the moment. Our flag there, paint on the side of the capsule, that was a good addition with a 0.23, and we've the flight characteristics of the vehicle seem to want to flip over there, which is not ideal as we are now coming in parachute first. However, hopefully this won't snap in half when we do this, but we're going to need to go ahead and deploy that chute. Still coming in awful fast, 600 meters per second, and we're only 3,000 meters up. Ooh, this could be bad. And there's parachute deployment. Well, luckily, Kerbals are highly G-resistant, as that probably would have turned a human inside out. So now just nice leisurely fall to the surface and go and time accelerate a little bit. And bring it all in here. And there we are. Alright, current mission. All goals accomplished. You can finish the mission now. 40% reduction, so we got a total mission payout of 18,000. Finish and save the mission results. However, we are on the surface, so we can actually take another crew report. Actually, that would overwrite our existing one, so no, we can't do that. Alright, let's go ahead and recover. And there we go, that's the first contract completed. Now, as you can see, the contract system adds a little bit of, well, something to do to Kerbal Space Program other than just working your way down the tech tree. We did get a little bit of science for that. I actually do not remember the vanilla tech tree and how much this stuff costs. That only costs 5 science, so we can go ahead and research that. And we don't have enough for anything else. So, let's head over to the mission selector. And let's select a new mission. Now, we did Kara 1. That's completed, so this, reach an altitude of over 70 kilometers. Well, I think we may have actually done that before, but, let's go ahead and, what's Cadron 1? This wants us to achieve an orbit, complete an EVA, and safely land, compared to this just wants to escape Kerbin's atmosphere. Let's go ahead and just work our way down for right now, so, we're going to do 2 missions in this episode. Reach an altitude of over 70 kilometers. Alrighty. And what would be helpful here is let's see if the... Yes, it is. However, I think it does actually cost money. Let's see. Yes, it does. Okay. So that's another mod that we have installed here, Kerbal Engineers, which is a great system for... It gives you... I can just go ahead and stick it on right now, and we can bring it up. Kerbal Engineer gives you all sorts of information about your spacecraft, including its current mass, apparently what it will cost, which is actually very useful. The specific impulse of the engine, which is essentially how efficient your engine is in terms of its thrust to fuel. Solid rocket booster at 240 seconds. relatively efficient, very high thrust, but it does burn through its fuel quite quickly. Then you have your delta V, which is the displacement of the rocket in terms of how fast it can make you go, as in, if we were in vacuum, this could propel us, this could change our velocity by a rate of 2,825 meters per second. Then we have the thrust-to-weight ratio, which currently is 5.49, but as we burn our fuel, we'll eventually get up to 18.21 seconds, and the burn time. This also has all sorts of fun stuff, like your reference bodies, and, you can check your thrust-to-weight ratio in different gravity environments and stuff like that. But we're going to ignore this right now, because we need to... Does that cost money? And we need to get up above 70 kilometers. Now, the easiest way to do that is... Let's go ahead and put a decoupler on, because that's cheap. And we'll just simply take another solid rocket booster and stick it on the bottom there, and then we will go to space, hopefully. Fix our staging there again. There we are. And we'll switch the mission name to Kara 2. This is the second mission. And let's save this, and let's launch again. Now this, the mission controller mod also causes some limitations on what you can do science-wise, because now just, sitting a vehicle out on the launch pad and taking science readings would actually cost you money. So it's not ideal to do that anymore. We're going to slap the SAS on, and we're going to go straight up with this one for now. Might take a little bit of bends. Let's go to the west, just a tiny bit. Break out Ferrum Aerospace again. See when we're above the majority of the atmosphere. See, these solid rocket boosters, you can see the thrust-weight ratio going up. We're accelerating so fast that we're even getting some Pareto-Glauert effects there as we're passing, as the vehicle's going transonic, moisture coming off the spacecraft there. And oddly enough, just because it's a Kerbal Space Program imitation, that's our first engine. Let's go ahead and light our second one. It actually gives us a little bit of shock heating there as we accelerate through the atmosphere. And we can flip to the map and check our Perry apps, or Apple apps, which is our furthest point from the planet, and you can see that we are going well over 70, so we can actually, this engine unfortunately cannot be shut down, but we can translate that velocity to go a little bit to the west, and just bring our prograde on over. So we can try to, we might actually make an orbit out of this, and that would be very bad. Oh, never mind, that engine burnt out. And as you can see, we are now above 70 kilometers. Let's go ahead and get the space music. Let's take the crew report from space. Take the EVA report from space. And let's hop back in the spacecraft. And let's orient it back around to find the retrograde and point at retrograde. We're flying backwards. This is actually... Flying backwards would actually be standard procedure for something like the space shuttle, because you would want to protect the crew compartment. So if anything such as micrometeorite or microasteroids, anything of that nature, was to hit you, you would want to strike your engine bell first. So this is actually standard procedure in NASA. That way you can keep the crew alive. And we're just going to go ahead and time accelerate around our trajectory here and come falling back down to the planet. And unfortunately, it looks like we're coming down an ocean again near the large crater. Break out the map here. And as you can see, the vehicle's rolled. So I'm going to roll it back over to retrograde. We're falling through the atmosphere the right way this time. Go ahead and move these somewhere. We better use them. And there goes the space music as we come in at almost 10 times the speed of sound. We're going to be picking up atmosphere here very shortly. Go ahead and time accelerate a little bit more. Yeah, do not share that message again. Alright, here we go. We're going to experience some shock heating here. The parachute has deployed itself. Okay, so Ferrum Aerospace decided the solid rocket booster would not survive that. That was a little bit worrisome, but we seem to be okay, and now we have less weight for the parachute to handle, so that's good news. we're going to go ahead and deploy the chute. And then physical time warp back on. Now, we do need to be very careful with this time warp, because we want to cut it right before the parachute deploys at 500 meters, because it does have a tendency to separate the parachute from the actual capsule, and that would be unfortunate. So we're just going to watch it nice and carefully here, and we're going to go ahead and let it fall naturally now. Turn off the SAS, so that way this thing can just fly how it intends to fly. And there's parachute deployment. And now we can time accelerate down to the surface. So yeah, these early episodes are going to be a lot of this tedious up-down type stuff. I might actually cut out the next couple Kara missions, the high-altitude ones that is, and next episode I might be showing, I'll definitely show some orbits and such. Once we have more of the science tree unlocked, and we have a little bit more to talk about. There we go, we got $30,000 from that. No science pay. But we did get the science that we collected while we were bouncing around up there, so we're going to go ahead and recover this. And I think that's where I'm going to wrap this one. We'll spend our science at the beginning of next episode, but for now, I think that's good. Go ahead and, you know, if you liked it, give me a like, favorite, you know, whatever you want to do. Definitely comment and let me know about the lengths of the videos and, you know, any of the preferences that you would like to see me change. Of course, I know that I can be droney or I say a lot. That's my own fault, and I shall hopefully get better at that as these videos go. So, thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.